98.7 Kiss Country.
Dylan Scott's going to be at the Surf Ballroom coming up in March. You want to get your tickets for that if you haven't done so already. He puts on a great show, Pete. You've never seen him before.
He does.
Yeah, just amazing. So if you get a chance, go see him.
I'll keep that in mind.
All right. That sounds good. Pete joins us every Tuesday, and we talk about, road reports or road construction or things like that. But really, we don't have a whole lot to talk about, do we?
Just a beautiful sunshiny day.
Right? And I don't see any snow out there.
No, you've got to look hard for a pile in a corner of a parking lot or something like that. But it's keep shaking our head, but you just never know. We'll see. We will point out that we did have a good chance of frost on some of the roads this morning. So crews were out yesterday putting down brine, but be aware of that as you head off to work. But as the sun comes up and warms up the pavement, hopefully that threat disappears as well. But again, just be aware that there could be some frost out there, and that can cause some slippery spots.
Well, and of course, too, you got to remember, you got to start your car, probably get some frost on the windshields, and you want to either let your car warm up a little bit or at least scrape the windshields. So you're not looking at the peephole.
That's right. When I got to work, not quite an hour ago, all the DOT vehicles in the parking lot had a pretty thick layer of frost on them. So yeah, if your vehicle was sitting outside, you may want to prepare for that. Get that ice scraper going.
Yeah, exactly. So I do it the lazy way, Pete. I just start my truck.
As long as you let the windows clear off, I don't care how you do it, Jay.
Well, the other night, Sunday night, I left the windows down, so that was always good to get in that thing the next morning.
That's one way to keep the frost off the windows.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it worked out pretty well, but it was cold inside the truck.
I'll bet.
Well, so nice on Sunday.
What's that?
It was so nice on Sunday.
It was gorgeous on Sunday.
Yeah.
That was beautiful yesterday, too.
It was. I mean, when is Mother Nature just going to put the hammer down and just...
I don't know. We'll just wait and see. And even if it does happen, every day is a day closer to spring. So
exactly,
I think we can feel pretty lucky.
Yeah. Well, and that little groundhog says that we're going to have early spring.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, if he's right, I'll be happy. I'm not going to complain.
Well, he's only right about 38% of the time, but
exactly.
We'll see what happens.
One thing too, as we've talked about, we've had so little winter driving to deal with, but looks like there's a chance of an inch or two of snow coming up Thursday into Friday. So be aware of that. Make plans for it. Again, it's probably going to be like the first snowfall of the season. People just are going to have to adjust to it again. So give yourself extra time. Sure, there's all kinds of tournament games again going on this weekend, so just something to be aware of. It's still a couple days out, so things can change, but keep it on your radar so you have an idea that you should watch out for it.
If we're gonna have snow, this is what I'd like to have, Pete. Just like a 2 or 3 day blizzard bender where we can't go anywhere.
No, I don't want that. Not one bit.
if I figure if we're gonna get some snow, let's get some snow.
Yeah. No, I'll be happy if we don't get another flake until maybe December of this year.
Well, true. Very true.
But yeah, we'll see. Like I said, it looks like Friday there's a chance out there, so be aware of that. And like I said, if you got plans, check the forecast and see what's happening.
It's funny how it skipped like right over us. Like California got some snow out there, I think, or in that direction, and then New York gets some snow, big snow storm.
Even in the state, those storms we got in January.
Yeah.
Almost like it came in the northwest corner of the state, kind of dipped down around us, and then went back up northeast. And even the northeast corner of the state got more snow than we did. So, we got really lucky.
Yeah. But so we'll take it.
Yeah, we've got a snowfall map. And if I remember right, like Mason City's got about 11 inches of snow this winter season. And like the Des Moines area, the Des Moines area has got over 30 inches. I think over by Ottumwa they had like 40 inches. So it's usually the opposite. We've been lucky, or I guess if you want to be out cross country skiing or snowshoeing or snowmobiling, we've been very unlucky. However you want to look at it.
Well, I tell you what, the snowmobile deals are probably going to be happening here shortly, I suppose, huh?
I would think so.
You imagine if you bought a snowmobile, getting all prepared for that this winter, going, all right, can't wait for it, and then we have nothing.
Or if you bought a new ice auger for ice fishing.
Yeah. Or a nice new, ice castle. One of those. Yeah.
Yeah, my ice auger's hanging in the garage. It worked really well that one day.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing about the ice castles, you can actually use that to go camping if you want to.
Yeah, you can. Those things are amazing. I was just talking to a friend about that the other day at the gym, and he was wondering how much they were, and I threw him a number, and obviously they're
They're
pretty
spend-
up, some of the big ones, and but then like I said, like you mentioned, yeah, you can use them for camping in the summer as well too. So
Yeah.
they're multi-use, thank goodness, because you can't buy them with the quarters in your couch, that's for sure.
Right. Well, you know what comes in handy too, Pete, though, if it's up in the air and you use it camping, you got the ice holes, you can put the cooler underneath there, and then you just keep it full. It's out of the sunshine, it's in the shade, keeps the ice in there a little bit more.
Sounds like you've got experience, Jay.
Well, I just think about these kind of things.
Gotcha.
no room in the fridge, but by golly, hole number 3 there. There's some
There you go. Pop that plastic cover off and you're set.
Yep, exactly. That's how I think, Pete.
Yeah, that's all right. Doesn't hurt to be creative.
Well, I try to be every now.
Hey,
and
also this Thursday
Uh-huh.
up in Osage at the Public Safety Center, we got a public meeting for a project that we've got. It's going to be happening probably starting in the spring of 2025.
Okay.
That meeting's going to run from 5 to 6:30.
Okay.
You can come anytime. There's not an official presentation, scheduled. Just show up between 5 or 6:30. We'll have staff there, and we'll have maps of the project to give people an idea of what we're going to be doing that year and how it's going to affect traffic during construction. So, again, that's 5 to 6:30, the Public Safety Center in Osage on Thursday.
Okay.
We're going to be doing some work on. We'll be doing sidewalk replacement pretty much through town on Iowa 9 and 218 north of 9. And we'll be doing some resurfacing on 218 and a little reconstruction on 9. So it's kind of different spots throughout the town. So again, if you want more details, you can do that. Or if you can't make the meeting, we do have a presentation that will be online, and that will go live probably mid-afternoon on Thursday.
Okay.
And just go to iowadot.gov and go to the project-related public meetings, and you will find it.
The City of Maples.
City of Maples, that's correct.
How about that? Love the maple trees when you drive through there that time of the year. Oh man, it looks great.
Yep, and it'll be nice to get some work done on the roads up there, and like I said, the sidewalks, and make everything a little bit better.
Oh, that'd be nice, Pete. Finally.
Yeah, I think everybody says that when we come with a project.
Well, good deal. You can always check out that 511ia.org website as well for any winter weather if we need that this coming weekend, and actually year round, because you can use that in the summertime too for road construction.
Yep, exactly. We got the road construction sites, and if you can expect lane closures or detours or pilot cars and flaggers or all of the above. So yeah, it's a good planning tool.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, good deal. That's enough of the business with the road reports and everything else. Brought to you by Mason City All Risk Insurance. If you need some crop insurance, talk to Dave and the crew to get you all taken care of. So, big past weekend this weekend, Pete. Did you get around and eat meatballs and pulled pork and drink a couple of beverages?
I didn't eat any meatballs or pulled pork, but I did eat pizza and chips and dip, and it's more or less burnt ends that I smoked. So
okay,
yeah, I had plenty of food.
Yeah, so did I. I ate too much yesterday or Sunday, and I had a couple of beverages too. I was like, whew. Yesterday was a little tough, Pete.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm a little older than you, Jay, so I have a little more experience, and I know what time I have to get up in the morning.
Yeah, I just started doing this, so
yeah.
I never knew, Pete.
Yep. No, I think I had 2 beers, and then I switched to Powerade because 5:30 comes pretty early for me.
Yeah, tell me about 4:00 was pretty early to Monday.
That's very early.
What? Seems like you just went to bed.
Yeah, no doubt.
It was, I won like $14 on the whole entire Super Bowl, spent about $60. So it wasn't
Congratulations.
it was a good day for me on the betting. I was like, oh, this will be a good one. This will be a good one. None of them hit.
Yeah.
But,
yep. That's, again, I've said it 100 times. That's why Vegas has all kinds of fountains in the desert.
oh boy. I think Add a few more because all the betting. But yeah, I got to see
Yeah.
Taylor Swift. I mean, if you're a Swifty, you got to see her about 16 times, if not more. You know, from the start, from before the game even started to after the game started. So it's almost
Yeah.
20 times.
I'll be curious, and it's all perspective. But I heard an interview with the head of CBS Sports on I can't remember. It was one day last week, and they asked him about the criticism that they're getting for showing Taylor Swift all the time. And he said during the AFC Championship, they went out or after the game, and they decided to check how much time she was on air. She was on air a total of 58 seconds in a 3.5-hour program,
Right.
and people were complaining.
Right. I know she's on the Super Bowl like 54 seconds. That's
Is that
worth,
what it was?
yeah, that's worth about 12 point whatever million.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
Exactly.
Yeah, because every 30-second commercial was seven billion. Jesus spent some money too this
I
past
saw
week.
that.
Yeah, like
Yep.
14 million.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Everybody's got their comments.
Yeah, they do.
You and I living in the public life for how many years? We're
Yeah.
well aware.
Yeah, exactly. But it wasn't the turnout I wanted. I wanted Brock Purdy to have that storyline to finish it out, but he was good. He played awesome.
I thought he played well also. It's so funny. I was driving to work yesterday morning and listening to ESPN radio, and there were like 2 or 3 guys that were just ripping him, saying he did not do what he needed to do. He didn't make the big plays. And
What
like-
game were they watching?
and like 3 hours later, I was streaming ESPN in the office, and there's guys saying how he played wonderful. He had a great game, and Brock Purdy did everything he needed to. So
Yeah, he
there's
did.
too much airtime that needs to be filled. So they just have people who will get out there and say whatever they want.
Right. But no, I think Mahomes, you can't take nothing away from Mahomes. From
Oh
Mahomes,
goodness, no.
you know,
Goodness,
Travis Kelce, there's things that there's been big talk about him running into Andy Reid, the head coach, and
Right.
yelling at him and everything. But
Yep.
they didn't show the part where he came back and apologized, gave him a big hug, and said, "I love you."
no.
You know?
You can't. Well, first of all, I think Travis Kelce stepped over the line doing that. I really do. That was a bit much. But you're right. He and Andy Reid seem like they're fine. They completely apologize to each other. They understand each other's competitiveness. And I mean, you're on the biggest stage in the world, and if you feel like you can do something, I heard this morning that the Super Bowl was the most watched
Most
game
watched.
or most watched televised event or show ever.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's some competitive juices flowing there that we'll never understand.
It's funny too, because you watch Brock Purdy and it looks like he's not even excited about things, but
Right.
he's out there to do his job. He just so level-headed, and I don't know why people don't like him.
They don't like him because he shouldn't be as good as he is. I think that's
Right.
what it is. The last pick in the draft shouldn't be this good, and people can't wrap their mind around the fact that, well, I can't remember the number, 261 picks before him made a mistake. That simple. And maybe they didn't, not even that. Maybe they didn't make a mistake. Maybe he has just worked that hard and made himself what he is, and he deserves what he's getting as far as attention and awards, and he deserves it. And
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting. You hear rumors that Shanahan may go after Kirk Cousins or whatever, and I don't see it. I think they'd be foolish to move on from Purdy.
No,
But
he
the thing
is.
is that they've got to remember too is one of the reasons they are able to keep Deebo Samuel and George Kittle and Fred Warner and Christian McCaffrey, all these players, is because their quarterback is like 3% of their salary cap.
Right.
He's on a contract for the last pick in the draft. That's like a 4 or 5 year deal.
Yeah, for like
So-
800 and some thousand a year.
Yeah, exactly.
96 or something.
Yeah. So that window's going to close because when
Yeah.
his contract's up, he's going to be making a little bit more than that.
You'd think so.
They've got a window that they've got to be aware of.
Yeah. And I think that the suites during the Super Bowl, just the casual ones, not even the big, the 870,000.
I heard that some of them were like 2.1 million.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They said the small one or the not so luxurious one, but it's still a suite at the
Sure.
Super Bowl. 800, and so that was like 70,000 more than what Brock Purdy made all year.
Isn't that amazing?
I know.
I don't know because I'm obviously not out in San Francisco, but I really hope he's got a lot of endorsement deals and commercial stuff like that because he deserves to be making a little bit more than what he is. Don't get me wrong, 870,000 is a pretty good salary,
I mean, I would take
But-
it to get beat up a little bit.
but in comparison, it's not. It's not. So hopefully he'll continue to be successful and he'll get what he deserves.
Are they going to be back next year, Pete?
It's so hard to say. That's why, again, what Kansas City has done has just been amazing. 2 years ago, they traded away like probably who was considered the best wide receiver in the game, and Tyreek Hill, and they just reloaded. Another thing, they got some talk is that defense. They improved their defense a lot, and those two cornerbacks that they have are just incredible.
Yeah.
So as far as next year, again, it's going to depend. Free agency can make or break a team. Salary caps can make or break a team. Ask me in about July, and I'll have a little bit better idea.
Okay. All right. We'll remember that.
All right. I'm sure you will.
Tomorrow's a big day, Pete. Carol says a happy Valentine's Day early to you two. So
Happy Valentine's Day to Carol.
yeah, you got a big plan. You can take the wife out. You got wait till the weekend or what?
Yeah, we were talking about it this morning. We're going to see. We're going to kind of play it by ear, see how our schedules go, and we'll make something happen.
All right.
How about you?
I got no plans.
Yeah.
All I do is work, Pete.
Yeah, that does get in the way, doesn't it?
A little bit every now and then.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. We haven't really done that in a long time. Sounds like, oh, Jay, you're not romantic. I am romantic. Ask the wife because she calls me weird.
Do I need to have an explanation, or you just want to leave it at that?
It's a conversation we have to have off the air.
Gotcha. That's kind of what I figured. The way you went into it and the way you just stopped, I was like, all right, I think that's it.
We'll leave it at that. Pete.
Yeah.
Well, Pete, have yourself a wonderful week. It's great to see you. Great to talk to you. And we'll talk to you again next Tuesday. All right.
All right. You as well, Jay. Thanks.
That's the good stuff.